Hello, what's up? I am finally back. It's been a few weeks since I made a video. I apologize. I've just been super busy with school, work, life basically, but I am back and I want to talk about my experience during MCT. Like, of course, I was in MCT, but my experience being a milso during MCT and how I dealt with it, different things that happened as far as communication and all that stuff. And yeah, so let's just get into it. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, MCT is Marine Combat Training. It's what they go back to after boot camp, after they have their 10-day leave. And some people go to ITB, some people go to MCT, but it's all in the same location. And mind you, this is for San Diego, not for the other area where they have MCT, but I'm speaking experience from San Diego. My own experience of what happened. I would say that during MCT, things are a little bit more unpredictable as far as communication because they are allowed to bring their phones, but there's only certain times they can use it. They cannot use it every day. It just really depends on the drill instructor and what they want to allow them to do as far as liberty and visiting and all that stuff. So I'll just start from week 1. So they get there on Tuesday. Now on Tuesday, since they're just like processing, doing random stuff, I think pretty much as far as I've heard and in my experience, they're allowed to use their phone on that Tuesday until they get put into the platoons and the drill instructor decides when to take away their phone. For me, it was Tuesday night, so the first day I got there Tuesday night around like 8:30. He texted me saying, I'm getting my phone taken away, I have to turn it in, you know, I'll talk to you whenever they let me talk to you. And I have a friend whose boyfriend was able to have his phone until Thursday of the first week. So it honestly just depends on the drill instructor. So that was the first week, and the rest of that week I didn't hear from him. Second week, the week went on, didn't hear from him, but then on Sunday, the second Sunday, he called me around, I think like 5:30ish, and he had his phone for about 30 minutes, so we talked on the phone for 30 minutes, and then he had to turn his phone in back again. Now, as far as I know, that's kind of a more rare thing. Like, people usually don't get their phones for the first like 3 weeks at all, but again, like I said, it depends on drill instructor, and his drill instructors let him and his platoon use their phones that day for that amount of time. And then, okay, now into the third week. After that phone call, didn't hear from him, and then I believe on that Friday night, he was able to use his phone again for about an hour. And now, for MCT people, it's typically that on the 3rd and 4th weekend, they have Liberty. So if you don't know what Liberty is, it's basically just like time for them to just go around the training area, buy stuff they need, or have visitors. And it's usually for like 4 or 5 hours to like 8 hours. But the thing is with that is that liberty is a privilege, so it can easily be taken away at any second, and they usually don't know what time they're having liberty or if they're having liberty at all till like right before. It could, like I said, it can be taken away at any second. So if you're considering visiting your Marine during that time, I would remember that, especially if you are coming from somewhere further away. You have to buy a plane ticket, maybe more pricey. You're taking a risk, essentially. For me, at last minute, well, I was already in Los Angeles with a friend, like on a little trip, and we didn't have anything planned for the day he had Liberty, which was on Sunday. He didn't have Liberty on Saturday, but he did have it on Sunday. So I kind of like surprised him. Like, he texted me that morning on Sunday saying like, I have Liberty at 12. And so like, just so I would know when we could talk on the phone. So me and my friend went over there, and you know, we only drove like an hour. We went over there, and mind you, I live in California, so it wasn't like a huge stretch for me to go over there and risk him like not getting liberty. So I decided to go, and I already knew, like, he told me that morning, I'm having liberty. But at the same time, it could still be taken away. Just caution, you know? That's like the warning right there. So yeah. And so then I think that Sunday he had liberty for maybe like 5 hours, I want to say. And so we got to spend the 5 hours together. And that liberty, they were only able to spend it in like this super small area. It just had like this little store, and like these 2 different stores that were just kind of like a mini CVS kind of, almost, like, but smaller. And then there was a Domino's and like a couple food trucks. It was a very, very small area, but still, you know, it was great. It was good because I was able to spend it with him. Okay, so then we left, and he had to turn on his phone again. So that whole week he didn't have his phone. And then, so on the 4th week, on Thursday, he got his phone like randomly. I wasn't like expecting it at all, but he got his phone, and we were able to talk on the phone for like an hour, and then he had to turn in it again. And then that weekend I went there specifically to visit him. So we had Saturday and Sunday, and he had liberty on Saturday, I think, like, I can't really remember. I want to say it started pretty early, I think, maybe like 9 o'clock or 10. Yeah, and then until like 5 o'clock. And then on Sunday, I think it was like 10 to 4 or 5 or something like that, just somewhere between that. And during that time, he was able to go anywhere on base there at Camp Pendleton, so we weren't just confined to like one small area. But yeah, so that was the 4th weekend. So I didn't say already, I can't remember. MCT is 4 weeks, 29 days, I believe, but yeah, 4 weeks in total. And then straight from there, like graduation from MCT, they have like 30 minutes, and then they go on a bus to the airport, and then they go on to their MOS school, wherever that is for them. So yeah, that was my experience with communication and visiting and stuff like that. But yeah, he wasn't able to tell me like what time he had liberty some of the days until like 30 minutes before, because that's when he got his phone. So he said like, oh, I'm having liberty at this time, but like beforehand, I had no idea, he had no idea when he would have it. It was all just, you know, it just depended on his instructors, really. But yeah, so that's how it was for me. And as far as like time, for me, it went by really fast. Like saying goodbye to him again after 10-day leave was extremely hard. Like I would say that was probably our hardest goodbye. But once I got back into the routine of things, it went by super fast. And like, especially being able to see him, and then knowing, especially being able to see him and knowing that I'd be able to talk to him at least sometime, even though I didn't know when I would be able to talk to him. We would have more communication and be able to see each other. So it did go by pretty fast for me. So yeah, that's basically my experience during MCT and how it happened for me. But like I said, there's really no like yeah, that's for sure he's gonna get his phone on this day, that day. But typically they get liberty on the 3rd and 4th weekend. But it is not for certain, as I've said many times in this video. It's honestly kind of up in the air, but you just have to go with the flow and hope for the best and just be excited about being able to talk to him. And yeah, so that was my experience. I hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you guys later.